year is 2014, and we are left behind in the Jesus sort of way.
Mm-hmm. So much Jesus.
So much Jesus. The beer we are I am Brian Lee. To my left is
Brandan.
To my right is
Christopher Lee.
All right.
I think people are going to think I do that on purpose every time.
I think you do now. I think you're just trying to put a little.
I don't. I always forget.
Just in the editing, you want your name to be on screen just a little bit longer.
You guys figured me out.
This week we are drinking Dogfish Head Super 8 Super Gose. This beer, ale made with red sea salt, prickly pear, mango, boysenberry, blackberry, raspberry, elderberry, and kiwi juices and toasted quinoa. You fucking health nut. Was it good? This is very timely.
Because didn't they?
Yes.
Who was it?
Nope, don't say anything. We're gonna leave them all in. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Was it Anheuser-Busch?
Nope.
Then who was it? Oh, was he finished? I like it.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Sam Adams.
That's who it was.
Sam Adams and Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
Merged.
$300 million.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they don't change anything for Dogfish Head. Yeah. Well, I always worry because I will do nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, aw.
Christopher Lee. Plot.
Yes.
Keywords for this movie.
Left behind. So these are the plot keywords according to IMDb. So, for example, the first one is faith. So if you were to click on faith, it would bring up every single movie in the IMDb. I was about to say the IMDb database, but that's redundant.
Yes.
The IN database.
Because it's International Movie Database.
Oh, is it international?
Oh, I don't know.
Anywho, other plot keywords.
I've never been called out like that before.
Hey, you! So first one is faith. Second one is chaos. I feel like that's every movie. Bible quote.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Shrine. That one I didn't quite get.
Shrine.
And
It shouldn't even be one. There was like a little part when they were in the house there, and the mom had like a little area of like her stuff.
Right.
So that's the only thing I could think of off the top of my head.
Last one, riot. There's some looting.
Yeah.
Almost all of those same plot keywords could be for Indiana Jones 3.
And Crystal Skull.
Oh, that didn't happen.
Crystal what?
Pepsi.
Crystal. Oh, actually, I never.
That didn't happen either.
Yeah.
Did it? I never had. Did it taste like regular Pepsi?
I don't recall.
Well then, what are we up to now? Thanks. It was just under 2 hours. That was a little disappointing.
Disappointing?
I wanted it to be like an hour and 15.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted it to be longer.
No. No. That's all I got.
Yes.
No.
Shit. Because you kept on trying to drink and I kept interrupting.
No. I still would have drank. I was just kind of like being whatever.
So Brand, do you recommend this movie?
No. It just wasn't good at all. It just wasn't a good movie. I mean, it was just basically saying, it was not even hiding it. If you don't repent now, you are going to be left behind and you're going to die. That's really all this movie was. The plot.
You might not necessarily die, but yes, you will be left behind.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's this. They said like the 7 years of whatever, and so that just means that everyone's going to die.
Brian Lee, do you recommend?
Well, we're done with him.
I mean, we're gonna talk about it more. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
That's enough, stupid.
Yeah.
I am very torn. This movie is so bad that I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sorry, I want to interrupt.
If this movie had Wicker Man or Vampire's Kiss era Nick Cage in it, it might be one of my favorites.
Or more of a budget.
No.
No. Really? Leave it alone.
Yeah. Leave it shitty.
I say the only part that I really enjoyed was when they were on the plane and they were all just like trying to discuss like what's happening. They're invisible.
Dude, there's...
Martin
Oh my god.
Martin Kleba.
Who?
The little guy?
Oh.
Yes.
He was the best thing in this movie.
He's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to interrupt though. You can
No, it's
go
okay.
ahead.
No, yeah, this movie is so bad, and like I just enjoyed it so much. And it's funny because like one of my coworkers, he's like, dude, have you seen like the Christian movie that he did? And I'm like, what? I'm like, no. I'm like, what? No. Like, there's no way Nick Cage did a Christian movie because like he's for the most part, like, well, his movies are like such not Christian movies,
right.
and like he like listens to metal music and like he's just. I don't know. I could never picture it. But like, I'm watching this. I'm like, holy fuck! This is like a Christian movie. Like this is like something you would see like on the Hallmark Channel.
This is a Christian movie. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm torn. So as of right now, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I recommend it.
I think I would recommend it too.
Man.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it, but yes, I would say recommend it.
Speaking of taco about it, we're gonna get tacos later. Well, okay. So since we're on, what are you looking at me? Ooh,
My eyes are dry as all.
red eyes. Here, just put some of this. Okay, so why don't you recommend it?
Okay, let's see. The investigative journalist. Do you guys know any investigative journalists, like famous ones?
Walter Jacobson?
Walter Jacobson doesn't count.
What? Excuse
He
me?
doesn't count. Because
Larry Yellen?
who's that? so you would, if you were in an airport.
That's a Chicago deep dive right there.
So if you were in an airport and you saw
Larry Yellen? Geraldo?
Okay, I'm done.
That's three.
I'm done.
Bill
I'm done.
O'Reilly.
I'm done. It's stupid. They go up to this guy like it's Michael Jordan. And
Cameron.
It was.
Will-
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I thought you were naming another one. I'm like, wait, who else do you know?
They kept on calling him Buck.
Cameron Williams, I thought.
That's just stupid. Like everybody knew this investigative journalist.
So
like that was
So at the
dumb.
beginning, when everyone was running up to him, I did think he was like, "Oh, he must be like play a football player."
That's
or
what I-
like,
yeah,
a movie
yeah.
I thought
star
he
or
was an
something.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's something just like, oh, really? Okay, that kind of like that was just stupid. And then is she climbing the screen, my cat?
Bye.
Brian has to rescue his cat.
What's going on? She just did like 3 laps. Oh, she's fine. Okay. Oh, that was crazy.
No, it was a crazy cat minute.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Mad Cat minute would have been better.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Wait, just say you could cut that part. Now that was a mad cat. Say it.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna leave all this up.
I tried. That stewardess scene where
Which one?
the one where it's like he's married, and then she's just like,
Loved
well,
it.
we haven't done anything yet.
I loved it.
And the acting was just, like not the blonde, but the other chick.
I mean, both of them.
but the other chick, the woman, her act, it was just atrocious.
You
It
mean,
was
Willie, you mean you guys?
yeah.
So good.
Oh, and then when that camera guy came into the cockpit to give Nick Cage,
Yes.
the tickets, and then he got introduced to the co-pilot.
Yes.
And they shook hands with the left hand. That was just weird.
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
No, you gotta be wrong.
No, I went back and I'm like, did I miss that? He goes and he shakes hands with the left hands and then leaves the cabin. And I'm just like,
Wait, how did the pilot?
I think it happened because he was like kind of faced like that and he had something in the other hand. So it was kind of like he had to do it with his left, but it just made me feel very uncomfortable. It was just weird.
I am curious about why they just let him up in the cockpit. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's a celebrity.
Oh, yeah,
apparently.
exactly. Everyone knows him.
his
Yeah.
facial hair did upset me a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like he had it all grown in here, and then grown in here, but it didn't connect like right here.
He had the what's there's like a
Yoda.
Yoda?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Walter Jacobson.
So the part I really enjoyed was just all the people on the flight, because when they kind of showed you each person on the flight, I'm just like, this is gonna get good.
Yes.
It's very much like Clue, the movie Clue.
Yeah,
Or like,
exactly.
these are the cast of characters.
I think if there was more in-flight shenanigans, I probably would have enjoyed.
There was quite a bit.
But I don't know. It's just not enough for me. I mean, I that's really the only part I really enjoyed in this was the in-flight shenanigan guys and it was that Martin guy that really, the little person that really like made it awesome for me, because he didn't give a shit about anybody. It was awesome.
Most of his part in this movie is him sitting forward, looking like angry.
Yeah. Oh, well, and he had a couple slapsticky parts.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much slapstick, but just like kind of like
silly.
Yeah, he was the comic relief of the movie,
Right.
kind
Which
of.
probably isn't doing midgets any favor.
Right,
Little people, whatever.
yeah.
They're tiny. Okay, hold on. Well, since we're on the subject of the little guy, did anyone really laugh really hard at the end when they're like going down the inflatable slide? And the way he bounced,
Dude.
Well, and it was just shot weird because it was like too zoomed in. So like people would walk up to the slide and then they would just disappear. Right. And it'd show them like getting on the slide and going down. They're just like, "Whoop."
So, God. One of the worst parts was when the daughter and her brother they were in the mall. Was it whatever?
What year is it?
Okay. So there's the breakdancing. The people clapping were not clapping to the beat of the music. What happened when there was no music playing?
White people
There
do,
was
yeah.
there
White.
was just breakdancing,
Right.
people clapping, and then they put the music in after. You could tell there was no music.
yeah.
And so it's
That's
like
usually how they do it.
didn't, and then the clap was like like it was just I'm just sitting there like, oh God,
Oh,
no,
no.
please,
This is all wrong.
it was too much. Yeah, it was just too much. And and the dude another awesome part. So when she's running around looking for her brother and everyone starts taking stuff, did you see that huge dude with a handful of dresses?
No.
It was awesome. He had like 5 or 6 blue dresses and he had no expression on his face, and he was kind of just like walking towards the door, just like, oh, with dresses, and that was it. He was on the screen for like 5 seconds. But he was a great part of the movie.
So we should probably talk about the cast of characters that are on the plane. So in first class, there's
Really quick.
yes,
The first class section.
yes,
Those chairs
are ginormous.
Yes. Those had to have come
Yeah.
from like a different set.
Yeah.
Like a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, those were huge.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So we have the midget, the little
Yeah.
person. We have the NFL or
Yeah,
right,
the NFL player's wife and
daughter. The big fat guy next to the midget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was he the air marshal or no?
Yeah. I believe he was. I think he was, because now the way that at the end, the way that that woman got their marshal's gun, it was a totally different seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was the air
I
marshal.
didn't get that. I'm like, because
Yeah, I was confused by that.
yeah, because
But no, you were right. The air marshal was to the side.
Right.
But she grabbed the gun from the middle. There was no, I don't even know how she got it. That was really weird.
there was like the Islamic guy.
Yeah. Which that.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I thought he was awesome, but what they did was they basically said that he just prayed to the wrong God.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't get. So all the people who like disappear are the ones who were like pure and like,
Right. Yeah.
give themselves to whatever God.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the Islamic guy, he's probably like the most holiest guy.
Right.
Aside from Nick Cage's wife in this whole movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
the preacher's kind of an interesting situation.
yeah.
But yes, I agree.
So
with
how
you.
come he didn't disappear?
Yeah. Wrong.
Is the director saying that he's not praying to the correct God?
Wrong religion.
I would
I
be
think it was a
surprised.
book. Wasn't it a book?
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go over that.
Yeah.
Over what?
It was a book.
What was a book?
This
This.
movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's
Oh, do you remember the part?
The old people.
Yeah.
George. Ah!
We're home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
George.
I shouldn't say I liked it because it was a pretty sad part. But when the girl's running back to her house to see if like if her mom's there, and she's running through the neighborhood, and then there's that woman sitting on the deck by herself crying because her friend got taken, but she's just like.
That whole scene was the daughter Chloe just running by people's homes and people being in their front yards crying.
Yeah. And I love when they were like, the roads are packed. There's so much, and then you don't see any traffic at all through the roads. It's just like, okay.
My one beef with the directors, who I forget who it is. But there's again, during that scene when Chloe's going through the neighborhood, it cuts to a dog by himself.
Yeah.
I didn't fuck you.
I figured you guys would say something. I'm like, I'm not going to write that down. It's too sad. But yeah. So, sorry, animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Fucking assholes.
I was. What's the daughter's name?
Chloe.
Was the kid brother kind of a goon?
Yes.
Oh, I even wrote down Brian loves this kid. He was a big goon. Yeah.
Well, that and I think it was the very beginning where Chloe comes home from the airport, and what was that kid's name? The son?
Gary.
Is it Gary?
I don't know.
But
I just have kid.
Yeah, it's a double kid too. Yeah.
But basically, he's like, "Oh, Chloe, like, did you give me anything from the airport?" And so she gives him this bag. He's like, "Oh, you'll have to look through this bag and find out."
Right.
So he goes through the bag, and he's like, "Oh, that baseball glove I always wanted."
Yeah.
It was very exact.
Airports sell baseball gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like there's like the whole scene where like the mom and the daughter like talking, like they're having like this argument. He's like peeking around the corner.
Yeah. The argument was funny. The mom was very like calm and like just wanted to talk to her daughter.
Yeah, she was judgy.
And she's like, maybe a little, but the daughter was also like, you don't know anything, Mom. I'm a teenager. Well, yeah.
Is she supposed to be a teenager?
No, I think like college. Maybe. That's about it. Yeah.
Going back a little
right,
bit.
Mom. You're right all along. All we have are your earrings and necklace. They're clean though.
Yeah. They were in the shower for quite some time. I think one of the very first scenes that Nick Cage is in, he comes into the airport, he sees his daughter, and you're like, "Oh my God, it's so good to see you," because the daughter surprised Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But so like they're hugging, they're hugging, they're all happy, and Nick Cage goes, "Let's go somewhere to talk," and then he just sits right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I love how we like kind of figured out what happened. Like he's like when he's in the cockpit and his co-pilot's gone, he's just like, I can't reach my wife. Like you can tell he's like, and he's like, he looks through the guys, he sees the watch, it says 3:16. Yeah. Go get the other, and he's like, Bible study. He's like, I know what's happening.
Yeah. Sorry, 3:16. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, I think that. What if it was an Austin 3:16 watch,
so
and he still got the glove, and he's like, yeah,
he fooled God.
No, God's just a huge Austin fan.
You want me to disappear to heaven? Yeah. When a bunch of the people disappear and there's like that huge traffic jam and there's that big truck ramming into the back of that car.
Yes.
So there's the truck ramming into the car and the girl's like, please stop. I loved it so much. It's like they're not going anywhere. It's like
talking about it, I think this movie would, at least for me, would be a movie to watch just with a bunch of people.
Yes.
I
That's one of the main reasons why I recommend it.
Yeah, I think if I watch it by myself, I can't watch this by myself. Even if it even all this awesome funny stuff, I can't. But I think if I was with a group of people, like having a drink watching this, I could do that.
Unintentionally, this movie is in the same wheelhouse as like Sharknado.
Yeah. Like this could be a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah. It would need a little bit more like CG stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So going back to the disappearing scene.
Yeah.
So obviously they're at the mall. Again, what year is it? But like Chloe's like hugging her brother, Nick Cage's son, and like poof, everyone disappears.
Yeah.
Right.
And of course, everyone's freaking out because there's just like clothes everywhere. But then it cuts to the scene where clothes are falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Like, were there kids just like floating?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, there's a lot of floating people this mall.
Well, yeah, but then also, like, when they're trying to figure out what's going on, like, on the plane, like, the midget, like, why does he, like, lick his finger and then do,
Because, okay, remember when I think it was the Muslim guy he was just like, oh, what if they're invisible?
Someone says it. I forget who, but yeah.
And then the little guy, Martin guy, he's like, that's stupid. And then Cameron's like, not as stupid as vanishing. And so he walks away all grumpy, and then he's like, he goes to see if the person's there, and that's why he does the wet willy.
Yeah, so he
what would that prove?
I proved
they're
it's
invisible.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because he goes back to his seat, and the dude next to him disappeared. So he kind of like does this.
Yeah.
To like push on an invisible
Right,
person, and then he does the wet willy.
The football player's wife or whatever, the mom, were like, she's not my baby, he paid you.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That scene was just like, oh, I guess they needed some drama on the flight. I hated it. I didn't like that scene.
The little person, what's his name? Martin?
Martin.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I like him. You
Really?
ever watch Scrubs?
No.
He was in there for like 5 or 6 seasons.
Oh, really?
He played one of the orderlies.
Listen, if it's not Warwick Davis, I don't know who it is.
He's awesome too.
Yeah, I know.
I like Warwick Davis.
But the scene that Martin and the Muslim guy has,
Yeah.
where basically like Martin thinks like the Muslim guy has a gun or a bomb or something.
Yeah.
So like he like goes through his bag, and then as he's walking to a seat, he does the eye thing. But he's a little person, so
Get that camera out of my face.
Yeah. So the only, like, I get it. Like, the director was trying to, like, spread some sort of message.
Yeah.
But then when they're about to land the plane, and Nick Cage is like, he's like, oh, we're about to land. And if you believe in prayer, I want you to pray right now.
Yeah.
And then the one Muslim guy goes next to the old lady. He's like, oh, can I pray with you?
Right.
Yeah.
And then the mom goes to Lady Gaga and starts praying with her.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was-
It's not actually Lady Gaga, but
Close
Right.
enough. Yeah.
it seemed pretty messed up that the like drug addict was the one that's like, oh, they all went to heaven.
Yeah. She said,
and like, really?
And then like. What I was thinking was that oil tycoon guy was going to be a dick the whole time. Like they show you all these.
that guy too,
They show you these like stereotypical people, but then they don't give them the stereotypical type of people they are.
right.
You know what I mean? They just show them as scared people, and which I mean is fine. It's still I guess okay, but it was like they could have played it more. I guess if
Yeah.
they wanted to. It'd have been funnier.
The one scene though that made me, I don't know if it was intentionally this dumb or not, but when Nick Cage finds a spot to land the plane,
yes.
The daughter is like clearing out this like
An expressway that's under construction.
Highway that's being
But,
built.
well, first off, why is she clearing it off? Because wouldn't the debris like slow down the plane?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
you want that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. But then Nick Cage is like, hey, I need a visual point of reference so I can see where it begins. And she flashes her brights.
I mean, he ends up saying that's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah,
But
but
it's like-
yeah. I know it was really okay. Here's these tiny little lights from my
And also, they're flashing right into like a barricade, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like,
I just got really angry about it.
I
all
know,
right?
like she moved like a steamroller or something. Like
Right.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the other like the plastic
Yeah.
that the plane could just crush easily. Yeah,
Right.
leave that for a little bit. Yeah, so that was kind of weird. There's a lot of
And
just
then
strange.
on that highway was just a pile of barrels of flammable liquid.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, the plane came like 3 feet from crashing into a huge.
Was that Con Air that also happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's another
I
Nick
think
Cage
so.
movie where it comes
Yeah.
super close to like a fuel thing.
I have a feeling a lot of movies when they do
Yeah.
plane crashes, it almost crashes into stuff like that. My eyes itchy.
Um,
I do have to say though, emotional parts in movies always get me. Like I didn't cry, but I always get like it always just like, oh man, like I get like the feels from it, like oh, like I don't know.
Which part?
It was at the end, like them, like they think they're gonna die stuff. That's the kind of stuff always gets me. But that's about it. Mm-hmm. That's the only part of the movie.
I mean, for me, it's just because it was so preachy. I'm just like,
dude, I felt bad. I think it was, what movie was it? Labyrinth. Remember David Bowie? That like there's stuff in that gets me emotional. So it's just like that. That's who I am. I'm just an emotional guy, I guess.
How do I live?
Please don't. I will start crying. Yeah, my last line here, I wrote, "This is insane. Of course, a fuel tanker." Yeah. So, no, that's fine. We can continue. I had something, but it isn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much all of my notes.
The plain CGI was terrible.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
Yeah. I just, you know when they were showing Nick Cage and Cameron in the front?
Yes.
By themselves, I'm like, I just would love to have been there on the set because that was just a little cockpit on a set, and that would have been love just to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that other plane that they were about to run into, how was that airborne?
If it was on autopilot, it would have been fine.
Yeah, that's my
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Or at least it would have stayed level.
It would have stayed level. Yeah. It wouldn't have turned. It wouldn't have anything, but it would have just stayed level and going straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I thought about it too. I'm like, oh, well, that probably was that.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, George.
I do love Nicolas Cage's visual aid for describing the fuel leak. He just pulls a coffee cup out of nowhere. He's like, the leak is here.
Yeah. You know what? I really like that. I'm like, hey, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny.
Mm. Have you changed your perception of this movie?
Before you answer that,
yes.
Let's actually go over trivia. So let's see. Let's do not the book stuff first. Filmed in Louisiana, Baton Rouge.
That's shocking. Again,
Nicolas Cage was paid $3 million to star in this, and he completed his work in 10 days. That's amazing.
Come on, I'm getting paid by the hour.
Yeah, man.
The authors of the Left Behind book. The authors and their families were given an advanced screening of a rough cut of the movie. Afterwards, they're saying it is the best movie I've ever seen on The Rapture. I believe it does justice to the novel and will renew interest in the entire series.
Well, honestly, I mean, from what I know about it, it pretty much stuck to what is going to happen. What is going to happen? Like they say is going to happen.
It's
from my understanding.
Terrible movie, though.
Oh yeah. But that's, I mean, well, like you said, Sharknado,
right?
Sharknado. It's like they're saying it's great because it's stuck to what is in the book. Yeah. Just saying.
Just saying. A planned sequel was launched on the site Indiegogo, but due to the poor reception of this film, the project was a colossal failure, not even managing to reach 20% of its $500,000 goal. So kind of talking about the book. So Left Behind, you might actually remember this. Basically, it started coming out in like 95. It was like a late 90s thing. But Left Behind is a series of 16 religious novels. They're on the bestsellers list.
Better be called Goosebumps or I'm out of it.
Total sales for the series have surpassed 80 million copies.
That's weird to me because if it can sell that much for people reading, which actually takes effort.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing,
why wouldn't they have gone to see the movie?
Because reading you can do in private. Like you really want to go out like in public and have people know that you're watching this movie.
I wouldn't, but I'm sure I don't know. It just seems that if you're willing to go to a store and buy a book
that says put it in a paper bag like a Playboy.
That's true.
I said it, so you might remember. So I think Grandma actually had this, like the whole series.
Right.
They have a very distinct cover. It's like all black, and then it just says Left Behind.
I don't remember.
But
because you were left behind, your grandma left. That's what happened.
Oh no! I was busy reading Animorphs.
Goosebumps and Animorphs. But and then they still make those.
I'm pretty sure they.
I only read Goosebumps. I never read Animorphs.
Missing out.
That's funny.
I mean, Goosebumps is where it's at.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Dude, R.L. Stine was ugly.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was the inspiration for the monster.
All of them?
Yes.
Did you ever watch the show?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The original one?
Stretching!
Yeah, the original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
we
the-
referenced that.
And you ever watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
good.
it's all right.
I loved it. I was like 11, 12. I tried watching them like a year ago. And
Yeah,
they're just
not
not good.
good.
They're not good
Yeah.
at all. Like, why did I love this stuff? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
You know, it's
God,
okay.
if someone would make me a shirt like of that fat kid that says stretching, oh my God, I would wear it every episode. Just saying.
I'm just saying, you know, if anyone ever got that for me.
All 40 subscribers. So what I found, so I don't know about you guys, but like when the movie ended, I was just like, oh, I get like why that ends there, but it doesn't seem like a full story.
Right.
It's because like the plane lands and then let's like end of movie.
Yeah.
They're just
Right.
like, now what happened?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Nick Cage's like, well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's like credits.
Yeah.
So it turns out this only covers like the first like third of the first book. So the rest of the first book is about Buck. I guess he's like investigating basically in the rest of the book. There's this politician, this unknown politician who suddenly becomes like famous overnight and he's like the leader of the UN. Spoiler alert, it turns out to be Satan.
Oh!
But
Knew it.
He plays the fiddle.
with Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels. I knew that guy was up to no good. It
Yeah, I know.
was the beard.
Yeah.
It's because it's how can you have a beard that good? Damn, Charlie Daniels.
Beard oil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Never mind. Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah. So this
He just rubs hay on it.
sounds rashy. brushes,
Cow licks it for like 30 minutes.
brushes his teeth and beard with hay. It's like,
God.
but yeah. So this movie didn't even cover the whole first book. Budget for this movie was $16 million.
3 of that to Nick Cage,
Yeah,
right?
I'd say 3 going to Nick Cage. How do you think it did at the box office?
5.
I was gonna say 5. Wow.
20 million.
Huh.
Christians. That's the other thing, the interesting thing that I read. So obviously this is a very like Christian movie. Most like Christian movie review sites were like, this is terrible.
It's just because it's not good.
Yeah, I
You
forgot
know?
what website it was, but they basically brought the point like all the devout like religious characters that you should like Christians should like are all super annoying.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
did anyone see what it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
Wasn't it like 1% or something?
1%.
Wow. I think I saw it was like 3 stars maybe on IMDb or something like that. But
That wouldn't surprise me.
yeah. Well,
Do you recommend it? Or is
yeah,
that it?
yeah, I was gonna ask.
Okay.
um,
Still? No, you do still not recommend it. Sorry.
I wouldn't watch. Okay, don't watch it by yourself, but do watch it with a group of people.
Yeah.
If you know, whatever, have drinks, don't have drinks, whatever. It's you'll get a few laughs out of it with a group of people.
Yep.
So that's where I stick now.
I agree with that sentiment. It's, watch it with a group of people.
Yes.
It's pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I agree. Party
Yeah.
movie.
Party, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting down with God.
yeah.
Kicking it with Christ. Beer, would you rate it? Would you rate Dogfish Head?
yeah,
Super
this was
8,
very
Super
good.
Gose.
I like it very much. I would rate it. I'd say a 3.5. Yeah, yeah. I really. It could be also because I haven't had a ghost or a sour in a while, so that could be why it's a 3.5. But
What is it, Ghost?
3.25 changed. 3.25.
You know what? I forget.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. Was that the second time we put you on the spot?
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's all right.
What do you mean? In IMDb.
Igloo.
Igloo movies.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
It's good,
Yeah.
but it's good.
Yeah.
I'd say 2.75. Exact same reason.
Yeah.
Like, because to me, this almost tastes like a carbonated wine.
Ooh.
Because it is like super fruity, but it just.
We should get some Arbor Mist. Arbor Mist. You ever had Arbor Mist?
I don't know what that is.
It's like it's a wine, but it's like a big like bottle of it is like $5.
Oh, that
Ooh.
sounds.
We used to do Edward Arbor Mist hands.
Oh.
I don't think I ever. I probably never got involved. I was there though when it happened, and they duct tape
Right.
2 Arbor Mist bottles to each hand, cold. So they had to before you had to drink both bottles before they take them off your hands.
Me and a buddy did that with wine bottles once.
Just normal wine bottles?
Yeah,
Okay.
we taped wine bottles.
Yeah.
And then we got so drunk at one point we tried doing the thing where you like, you know how if like you tap like
Yeah.
the top of someone's beer.
Yeah.
Well, we did it to I think I did it to his bottle, his wine bottle, and just like the bottom of his wine bottle just like it just like collapsed. It just spilled everywhere. It was a good night.
That's awesome.
It was a good night. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, top 3.
Oh yes. I was ready to
Okay,
go.
well, you do
somewhere
that.
else. I was ready to go.
I will say mine's still the same. I still want to do a batshit. I've thought about doing like a batshit crazy list.
Oh, yeah. And then what? Genuinely
Yeah,
good?
so like batshit crazy list would be Wicker Man,
Mm-hmm.
Left Behind. Wait, there was another one.
Vampire Skins.
Oh no, what's it called? The one with the the guy, Drive Angry.
Oh, you
Oh,
go
yeah.
with the guy.
Yeah, but my genuine list would be Mandy, Con Air, Wicker Man.
Yep. Brand.
Mandy, Valley Girl. I'm thinking Drive Angry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember if I recommended it or not, but I was thinking about it. I was
You bounce.
And yeah. But yeah, Drive Angry.
Mandy, Vampire Skins, Drive Angry.
All right. That will do it for this time. We'll do it again next time. Next time we are going to talk about
Dying of the Light?
The Dying of the Light. I believe.
That's the one.
Dying of the Light.
Bran, go pee-pee!
I'm doing it.
Brand PP.
Ladies and gentlemen, probably mostly gentlemen, best thing you can do is support us and like us and comment on each specific kind of platform that you can. If you're going to watch us on YouTube, subscribe and like us and comment. If you're going to listen to us, probably listen on YouTube and a Podcast Addict and Stitcher and like, comment, and then we'll see you then. I only got 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.